Hello and welcome. Today I'll be sharing with you my ice cream drawing process. If you're anything like me, then you're a foodie and you also find joy in drawing food. This is how the finished product turned out, and I'm going to be sharing with you my step-by-step process so you can achieve similar results. I'm going to start off by suggesting you get a reference photo to inspire you. Here's mine. I'm going to put it in the corner in its own separate layer to get colour inspiration. You don't have to get a reference, of course, but I find that having one helps me. I start off by drawing the cone outlines and filling them in. I use Procreate on the iPad for my digital art, by the way, but you could always try this out on paper. Today we're drawing 3 ice creams, so I just evenly spaced mine out and made sure that they're vertical. Then I fill in the background, taking inspiration from my reference photo. I use the eyedropper tool to get the colour the same. Now I'm going to start drawing the ice cream itself using 3 different colours for each cone. I've gone for vanilla, strawberry and chocolate ice creams. Then I apply Alpha Lock on the ice cream layer and start to add texture using a brush from the textures panel. I'm only adding texture to the left hand side of the cream for a shadow effect. You don't want to overdo this step. Here I'm just testing out different brushes to see which one I like. If you're new to this channel, welcome, it's lovely to have you here. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy watching this video. I have more drawing tutorials on my Draw with Leah playlist, which you'll see in an info card on the top right. Once I've done the shadow, I begin colouring some highlights. Then I'm adding some beautiful chocolate sauce using a brush from the inking menu. I changed my brush size to add variation. I'm adding more detail with a finer brush. Just draw some natural looking squiggles and imagine the sauce dripping from an ice cream if you're struggling. Now I'm gonna be adding some almond flakes because if you're like me, then you like that nutty crunch with your ice cream. And I'm also going to be adding some finer sprinkles on all of them. Once that's done, I'm just adding some highlights using a lighter shade of red to the strawberry ice cream to give it some more definition. I also add highlights to the chocolate ice cream and use the smudge tool to blend it, as well as adding more shadow to the vanilla. You might want to use a lower opacity brush for this so that it's not too shocking. Then I'm going to add a little bit of whipped cream to the chocolate ice cream. As you can see, I've replicated my reference image and moved it close to the ice cream to make comparison easier. Then I'm going to add highlights and shadows and blend it together. You can flick layers on and off to see what things are like underneath. I'm just going to add some sprinkles on top. Here I'm adding some to the strawberry ice cream. Feel free to experiment with colour and lines. Again, I've replicated my reference image just to make it easier for me to see and closer to the actual ice cream that I'm drawing. Now the cones. I've put an alpha lock on so I can draw the lines freely. Just experiment with your brushes here. You might prefer a different one to me. Draw the lines slightly curved to give it a cone effect. I draw in some shadows as well, using a thin-ish brush. I chose a similar colour to the actual cone for this. To finish it off, I'm just going to get a large texture brush and a lighter blue and paint the background a bit. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and if so, please subscribe and feel free to comment your thoughts below. Bye.